He was ready to toast her forever until he discovered her betrayal. At their lavish engagement party, every guest received an unexpected envelope. Inside, her dark reality. The toast never came, but the truth did, loud and clear. The chandeliers sparkled above the grand ballroom of the Rosewood estate, casting golden reflections on the polished floors and champagne flutes. Dozens of guests milled about, dressed in their finest, sipping from crystal glasses and sharing laughter. A string quartet played a delicate waltz in the background. It was supposed to be the happiest night of Nathaniel Clark's life, a celebration of his love for Amelia Harris, his fiancée of 9 months. To the outside world, Nathaniel and Amelia were perfect. He was the charismatic, kind-hearted entrepreneur who had built a small tech firm into a booming success. She was the radiant, eloquent daughter of a state senator, known for her charitable work and elegance. Their engagement announcement had made the local papers. Their wedding was set to be the event of the year. But Nathaniel wasn't smiling. He stood near the main table, eyes scanning the room. His face, though calm, bore a stillness that close friends hadn't seen before. He was dressed in a perfectly tailored navy suit, but his hands gripped the edge of the table with white knuckles. Across the room, Amelia laughed with her bridesmaids, the sparkle of her diamond ring catching the light as she gestured animatedly. Her smile was dazzling. She looked every bit the glowing bride-to-be. Only Nathaniel knew the truth. It had started 2 weeks prior, when Nathaniel's college friend Lucas, a cybersecurity analyst, mentioned almost jokingly how easy it was to trace deleted texts. Curious, Nathaniel had handed Lucas Amelia's old phone, which she'd traded in months ago and forgotten about in Nathaniel's condo. He hadn't expected anything, but what Lucas found shook him to his core. There were hundreds of messages between Amelia and a man saved in her phone as Trainer J. His real name was Jordan Wells, a fitness trainer at her exclusive gym. The messages weren't just flirtatious. They were explicit and recent. Some were even dated after she said yes to Nathaniel's proposal. Photos, voice notes, plans to meet at hotels. Jokes about Nathaniel being too blind and boring to notice. One voice message had Amelia whispering, "I can't wait to marry him just so I don't have to sneak around anymore." Nathaniel didn't sleep that night. Or the one after. He spent the next week gathering everything: screenshots, timelines, call logs. He wanted to confront her, scream at her, demand answers. But the rage gave way to something colder, quieter. He didn't want a scene. He wanted a reckoning. And tonight was the perfect stage. The engagement party was packed. Over 100 guest friends, family, politicians, business partners. People who believed in love, who had come to celebrate what Nathaniel now knew was a lie. He'd printed the messages, every last one. He had them placed into unmarked envelopes, one for every guest. His assistant, Claire, had helped distribute them discreetly at each place setting, under the guise of a thank you card from the couple. It was almost time. Nathaniel raised his glass, gently tapping it with a fork. The room quieted. The quartet stopped playing. All eyes turned to him. Amelia beamed from across the room, her eyes locked on him lovingly. She thought he was about to toast to their forever. Instead, Nathaniel cleared his throat and said, "Before I say a few words, I'd like to ask everyone to open the envelope in front of them." There was a beat of confusion. Guests reached down. Paper rustled. Then silence. Gasps. A woman at one table covered her mouth with her hand. An older man squinted at a printout of a text thread, his expression turning from confusion to disgust. Others whispered, murmured, eyes darting between the page and Amelia. The bride-to-be blinked, confused. She hadn't seen the envelopes. She looked around, then down at her own, opening it slowly. When she read the first page, her face drained of color. Nathaniel watched as she flipped through the pages, her hand beginning to shake. She looked up at him, eyes wide. "Nathaniel," she whispered, "what is this?" He set down his glass. "It's the truth, Amelia," he said calmly, his voice carrying across the room. "These are your messages with Jordan Wells. I thought our engagement party was the right time to be honest with our loved ones." Whispers turned to stunned silence. The room was frozen. "I was going to marry you," he continued, eyes locked on hers. "But I guess you had other plans." Repeatedly, Amelia stepped forward, her voice rising in panic. "Wait, Nathaniel, we can talk about this. Please, not here." "Oh, I think here is perfect," he replied, his voice razor sharp. "You didn't seem to mind lying to me in front of these people. You didn't seem to mind pretending to be the perfect partner while sneaking around behind my back. So now they all get to see who you really are." Her father, Senator Harris, stood up from his seat, face red. "Nathaniel, I think this is a private matter. This is not the place." "With all due respect, Senator," Nathaniel said coldly, "when your daughter used my money, my trust, and my future for a game, she made it everyone's business." Amelia stepped closer. "We can fix this. It didn't mean anything. It was just a mistake." He shook his head. "Mistakes don't happen 3 nights a week for 7 months, Amelia." The crowd began to stand, awkwardly backing away. Some guests tried to console Amelia's mother, who had begun to cry. A few others silently walked out, envelopes still clutched in their hands. The party had turned into a public reckoning. Amelia reached out to grab Nathaniel's arm. Please don't do this. I love you." He stepped back. "No, you love getting away with things. You love attention. You love the image. But you don't love me." He looked around the room, voice steady once more. "Thank you all for coming tonight. Unfortunately, there will be no wedding. Consider this party the final event." He turned, leaving Amelia standing in the center of the room, broken and humiliated. The doors closed behind him with a quiet thud. 2 weeks later, the video went viral. Someone at the engagement party had filmed the entire confrontation and posted it anonymously. Within hours, it had spread across social media like wildfire. The hashtags #envelope-revenge and #engagement-exposed trended for 3 days straight. The media had a field day. Talk shows debated whether Nathaniel was a hero or a heartless man. Memes flooded the internet. One particularly brutal one showed an envelope with the caption, "Better than any ring." Nathaniel stayed quiet. He ignored interview requests, declined podcast invitations, and didn't respond to messages. Instead, he focused on work, on rebuilding, on healing. He changed his number, taken a solo trip to Iceland, and deleted every photo of Amelia from his life. But he wasn't bitter. He felt free. Meanwhile, Amelia's reputation collapsed. Her father's office distanced itself from the scandal. Her social circle shrank. Jordan Wells was fired from the gym and disappeared from social media entirely. Amelia tried to salvage her image with a carefully written apology post-claiming she was in a confused emotional place and asking for privacy. But no one was buying it, especially not Nathaniel. 1 year later, Nathaniel stood at the back of a small wedding ceremony. His best friend Lucas was getting married on a cliffside overlooking the ocean. There were no grand chandeliers, no envelopes, just love. Honest, quiet love. He smiled as the bride and groom kissed, surrounded by cheers. Beside him stood a woman named Eliza, someone he'd met on his trip to Iceland. A travel photographer, quick-witted and blunt in a way that made Nathaniel laugh when he least expected it. She didn't care about his company or his net worth. She didn't ask about Amelia. She didn't need saving. She was real. As they walked down the path after the ceremony, Eliza nudged him. "So no envelopes this time?" He chuckled. "Nope. I'm done with drama." She grinned. "Shame, I was kinda hoping to see one of those dramatic exits you're famous for." Nathaniel laughed, genuinely, deeply, for the first time in a long while. "No more exits," he said. "Only beginnings." And with that, they walked into the sunset, no secrets, no lies, no more heartbreak hidden behind perfect smiles. Just truth and peace. Subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.